Welcome back, people. I'm Naija. If you're new, hello to my day ones. Um, this is part two of I quit my job. So, all right. If you haven't seen part one, you need to go ahead and see part one and tell you all the things that led up to me quitting and why, why I decided to go ahead and do it. All right. So here's a little more context of what this whole situation was and why that you really need to probably quit yours too. Anyway, don't listen to me. I'm just a person on the internet, right? So, like I said, I've saved some money along the way. I'm in a position where um, I left my apartment about a year ago. Has it been a year? Almost a year. Yeah, it's been almost a year. And to move in with a family member and to split the bill. So I was able to um, save a lot of money in the process. So um, that helped me into just deciding too, because in a way I was like, nah, I don't want my money to go down. I was really nervous and stuff like that, and I was feeling like, um, ouch, shoot, I was nervous, and I was just like, dang, I couldn't, like, I feel like that job took away like my self esteem in a way because it's like I was in, I was too busy putting all my time and energy to them and stuff like that, and coming up with all these ideas that would just keep getting shut down anyway. Um, I remember having meetings there about the processes they want to start when they get new management, upper management, and stuff like that. And then when I make concerns about what we should do to make it better, or I'll bring up the fact that look, we boots on the ground with this. These are the things that's going to come up if you're trying to implement it this way. So let's incorporate this in order to make it a smoother transition or make it better. But I was always told, no, you can't do it. How you gonna say that? Da da da. Because you're not doing it. I'm doing it. That's how I could say it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway, it's too many times that I've stepped up and says and spoke up for other people, advocating for other people, advocating for myself too, because I'm in the position where I'm actually doing this stuff. And they're making all these freaking different shit of how they feel like the corporation should move and go, but they're not actually doing the work. They're just implementing all this dumb shit, hoping that it'll work out. And I'm telling them like, look, this is all the things. If you want to implement it like this, all the things that we have to work out the kinks with. But they didn't care about that. They didn't care about what I have to say. They asked me, well, why do you know? Because I'm doing it. You're changing what I'm doing, the process that I'm doing. That's how I know. But anyway, so I was just like, I noticed that I was putting so much of my attention, so much of my emotion, so much of my time into the job that I'm trying to remember the last time I did a film. Like, I can't even remember the last time I did a film. I can't remember the last time I wrote one. Wait, yeah, it's been a couple months. I had a book that I wrote that I stopped working on that I actually really finished but afraid to put it out. And I think that stemmed from me believing all the dumb shit of the job. Like, it's just conditioning me to be quiet. It's conditioning me to be non-creative, and that people won't support me because the job doesn't support me. They don't hear me. They don't see me. They don't support me. So with my own things, like, I got this conditioning that I'm not going to get supported with my own videos and my own books and the things that I create from me. You know what I'm saying? So for a long time, like, I've been battling, like, I feel like maybe depression on and off because I haven't been feeling into myself. I've been feeling into a corporation that didn't care. And like I said, they're not designed to care about you. They're not designed to give you what you need. Like, you are designed to fill yourself up, fill your cup up first, and you're designed to be creative and to explore and to spread your wings. And companies are not designed to help you do those things. You know what I'm saying? They're not set up that way where you're supposed to be like supported. And I think because I was working a job for a long time, and not just this particular job, but a job for a long time, that I lost my own like kind of confidence and stuff like that. Granted that last year I had a fallout with a good friend of mine, and that stole like an idea of mine, and that it took a blow to me. And then that same year, um my brother died the beginning of that year. It was just a lot of things happening, and I think that I just took everything so personal. I took it as a personal blow to my creativity, my genius writing, my capabilities, my self esteem. I took it as a blow instead of taking it as what it is, just people being people and life lifing. And sometimes life just gonna be lifing. People gonna die the longer you live. The people are gonna betray you. They're gonna disappoint you. They're not gonna support you the way you want them to support you. And I think that's just life. And I think I have not, throughout my years, I haven't come to that realization that that's just life and how life goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more you experience life, the more of that will come. But the more you experience life, the more good come too. The more good people that come in your life, the more support that come in your life, the more joy, happiness, laughter, all those things are coming into your life too. So I guess you gotta learn to block things out. You gotta learn to block, like in boxing. Like when you see that punch coming, you gotta duck. You gotta and then jab. Hit back and stuff like that. And I think I haven't given myself those, I guess, those talks where I look in the mirror and say, Naisha, you can't. Like I have, but I haven't really understood it. Like I haven't like let it seep in. Like you can't be taking everything so personal because it's not really a personal jab to you. You know, people are not gonna behave the way you will behave with them, and that's been a hard one for me because I feel like anybody with common sense, which I'm just expecting people to have common sense, which I shouldn't expect people to have common sense because common sense to everybody is different. Um, that they're not going to do certain things that I wouldn't do. And they're not going to think certain ways that I wouldn't think. And I'm not saying like everybody should think like me, move like me, and everything like that. But it's just certain things that you would think is status quo, basic shit, like basic humanity, basic kindness. Everybody don't have that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like if that's just a light of mine that I should shine, but everybody just don't have basic kindness. Everybody don't have basic let's support one another. Let's like, comment, and share. Like let's um help one another out. Let's smile when we walk. Like just basic things that can kind of make somebody's day. Everybody's like so busy struggling and surviving and stuff like that, and we letting like these people like take us away from who we are as a complete whole person. You know what I'm saying? We feel so incomplete, and we feel so depleted, and we feel so depressed because we're giving all our power away to people that their power has already been taken away. So they feel like they have to take away yours in order to feel complete, even though it doesn't even complete them at all. You know what I'm saying? So I said, now that I prepare myself to walk alone and not be supported. And that if I am supported, then it just be great. It'll be a plus for me. But it's almost like you got to put your gloves on. You got to be ready to fight anytime. And I'm not the type of person that's going to go around punching people in the face. And believe me, there's people out there that just go around punching people in the face. And I'm talking literally. I'm talking about literally, physically. They doing that. Okay, so you gotta be ready. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they said, turn the other cheek. Sometimes you can't keep turning the other cheek because your whole face is gonna be messed up forever. Like you're gonna be walking around with this face fucked up, this face fine. It's like no, you can't. You kind of have to duck. You gotta duck when you gotta duck, and you gotta punch back when you gotta punch back. Cause I believe like when I was in school, like I had this idea, this notion that if I would stay invisible, that people would leave me alone. They wouldn't tease me and stuff like that. But the more invisible you try to stay, it's like you become a target. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that turning the other cheek, I don't think it's relevant. I don't know who made that up. I don't think it was Jesus. I think they paraphrase him. I don't think that's what he meant. Um, I feel like you have to protect your peace at all times. I think you got to protect your time at all times. And I feel like we're conditioned through school to not protect our peace, not protect our creativity, not protect our love, and everything that we are as a person is not protected. That we're supposed to leave it open and bare for people to beat up on us and stomp us down until we just surviving. And that's what a lot of people are doing. That's what I was doing for a long time too. And I'm like, I don't want to survive no more. I really want to thrive. I want to thrive in my passion. I want to thrive in my pursuit. I want to give 100% to my shit and 20% to their shit. Not even 20, maybe 10 to their shit. Only because I need the money. And right now, I don't need the money because, like I said, I saved something. But I know your savings will run out if you don't figure out a plan to have money. You know what I'm saying? To have money completely pouring in. But I've heard that when you find something you love, it doesn't become work. And then the work eventually becomes currency, right? So I just think that you have to, I feel like you have to finally look in the mirror and say, what do you want out of life? Like, what you really, really want. Like, school, I feel like it's so obsolete now. I don't care what you say. Go run and tell your mama something else because I don't want to hear what you have to say when it comes to school. I feel like it's one of the things that conditioned my mind to believe that I was small. And I'm not small. Like, I'm a big person. I know this sounds weird saying I'm a big person, but I have a big light to shine. You know what I'm saying? I have so much in me that I want to share with the world that I feel like I haven't even grasped a percentage of that. And because I was told that you can't be different, you can't step out on faith, you can't step out and do something different because you're going to be looked at as an outcast. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to feel like you're not like somebody else. It's okay to feel like people don't understand you. They're not going to understand you. But I just feel like it'll be like a spark for other people to be themselves, be more of themselves. And this is why, like, in schools, they got this archaic way of teaching these kids, making them think that everybody has to learn this way. You have to break shit down this way. You have to read this way. You have to read this curriculum. And everybody is not the same. Everybody's energy is not the same. We're not supposed to be putting a whole bunch of energies, different energies together and think that it's going to create synergy. Like, that doesn't make sense, okay? A whole bunch of energies, this is what's going to happen. Somebody's getting beaten up in this ball of confusion, okay? We need to have schools that are different, that teach kids differently, that have different energies together, and not the ones that's making a ball of confusion, all right? So I remember when I wanted to start a school and stuff like that, which I did. I didn't get no students. But I did start a school. I did have a curriculum. I did have a place, a small place. And I wound up leaving that because I was like, dang, I'm not even being supported. But I guess that's okay. Because that comes with me being a patient too. That's something I'm working on as well. I should have been more patient. I should have advocated for the school a little bit more. And I'll let that go. But that's okay. If my inner self want me to do that again, I shall. Because I had a dance studio. And I let that go too. And that was actually doing really well. And I think back every time when I feel like this particular corporation, that job, was fucking me over. I think back at how I felt when I had my own dance studio in New York City. And I was like, dang, it felt good. I mean, every day felt like light. Every day felt like I had a reason to live, a purpose. Like, I had kids that was like coming to me. I had different ideas. And it was just so fun just to be able to have the idea and implement the idea. And now it's like I have all these ideas and now I'm afraid to implement the idea. And I'm like, why are you afraid to implement the idea? Why are you afraid to step out there? It's because I've been punched so many times and I've been told to stay in my lane. I've been told to sit down and be quiet and not shine my light so many times. Conditioning through school. And excuse me. Our parents been told those things too. So they condition their kids to do that. To sit down and be quiet and conform and do it the way everybody else been doing it. Even though nobody loves the way. Nobody even likes it. But everybody's conditioned to do the same shit over and over and over and over again. So when somebody steps out and do something different, it's bad. You're doing something bad. It's always labeled. Everything I'm learning now in my 40 something years on this planet that there's not just good and bad. There's not just black and white. That there's different paths, there's different avenues. It's not just that. It's just what somebody told you that it was, but it's different things. Like now that we got social media now, it's like I tell my kids, if you can, don't work a job. Okay? If you have to, work a part-time and then work 100% on what you want to do and what you want to pursue. I'm so glad that I have my kids homeschooled because I can really see who they are, because they have not been influenced by other kids and stuff like that. The hive mind, they have their own mind. Like you can see their development and how they develop on their own. And there's no like, okay, well, this person has to be in grade 1, now in grade 2, because they are like measuring it by whatever little scale they measuring it on. I don't measure my kids' mind. Like I let them expand the way they want to expand. I let them move the way they want to move and create the way they want to create. And I don't embed my ideas of who they should be, what they should do on them. I don't do that. I want them to be able to think on their own. I want them to come to their own conclusions, their own creativities, discover who they are. I don't want to mold them into who they need to be. And I'm happy and I'm glad that my husband and I agreed on that, because they are wonderful. Like I don't regret one moment, 1 second of my time with them, my life with them when they were little, growing up. I don't regret any of it because they came out to be wonderful adults. I have a young adult and I have 2 adults, wonderful adults. They can go out into society, and I can honestly say that my kids are a blessing to society. They are a light to this world, okay? They're not going out there raising havoc. They're not making people, giving doom and gloom to people, going outside boxing up people beside their heads and stuff like that. They're not doing those things. They are accredited to this world. They are so much needed. They're a light in this world, and I'm so glad that I gave them the opportunity to be their complete and their whole self. And I think that as parents, we're not here to like tell them what to do, really. We're here to help guide them, yes, but I feel like a lot of times your kids not even supposed to be in school. They're supposed to be discovering who they are, like traveling if they need to travel. They need to be like maybe on social media, like learning themselves, or I don't know, you would know these things. But when you become more open on who you are as a person, like when you discover like life is bigger, grander, you discover that you're bigger, grander, and your ideas are not small and should be put into a fucking box. You know what I'm saying? You discover that you don't want to hold other people back because you don't want nobody holding you back. You discover you don't tell people to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want nobody shutting you up. You discover that you want to be around a certain caliber of people, a certain caliber of thinking, creativity. You start learning these things about what you want, so you don't embed your imperfections or your traumas on your children. When you start learning about yourself and really focusing on you and what you want to do in life, and what's going to make you happy and what's going to complete you and what's going to make you feel fulfilled, you will stop imposing these things on your kids, and the world could be better. We got so many archaic ideas of how life should go. Like we're not supposed to have an evolution of thinking. It's like we're so stuck in this timeline where you can't even talk to your parents sometimes about what's going on in this world, because they feel like voting per se. This, for example, that you need to vote. But people have been voting for years. And if you've been voting for years and you feel like nothing is changing, and then you stop voting, you can't get mad at the person for not voting, because nothing has changed. Or every time they voted, something fucked up went wrong with their personal life, their personal experience. Look, nobody is walking in your shoes. Nobody can tell you what to do, okay? They want you to believe that this is it, that this is all you are, right? And this is all the ideas that you can that you can explore, that you can learn, that these are all the avenues that you can go through, only this particular path. And I'm learning that no, there's more. And even though I feel there's more, but I can't see it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Like air. Like I kind of feel the air, but I don't really see the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like when a person goes by me and I feel the energy, I don't see the energy, but I can feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm in this transition of my life where I'm trying to figure out like who am I really? I like for the longest time I feel like I've been hiding. Like I've been a mask. Like I told my boss like people been asking me am I okay, and I'm like, yo, your spark is different. Like it's dimmed. It's because I let people dim it. I've been beat up so much. I've been, and I'm not physically, but just like emotionally, like 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 this spiritual warfare. Like I've been beat up, and I thought that it was okay to be beat up. Like I thought it was okay. Like this is how you're supposed to be. Like you're supposed to be beat down. You're supposed to feel heavy and burdened. And no, you're not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to feel free. Like I don't think we came from heaven to come down here to feel burdened and to be like locked up in a cage and sit on the bench and not discover who we truly are. I feel like we came down here to really like figure out who we are and how we can make this world better. And how we make this world better is through us being better, through us discovering like who we are. I feel like when we focus more on ourselves, that other people sees it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know that my light affected so many people at my job until my light started to dimmer, start to flicker, and start to burn out. And then all of a sudden people start to see like, what's going on with you? Like you're different. Like why? There's something going on. You could tell something's going on. So they tell you to not be selfish, but you do need to be selfish. You do need to pour into yourself. You do need to take that time to discover who you are. Like what are your true beliefs? Not what you read in a book, not what some class told you, not what somebody told you, not what you heard, but what do you really believe? Your inner soul. What is that inner God voice in you telling you? Like what is that belief? Like what is that like passion? Like who is that? What is that voice? What is that small voice that you just put to the side that they tell you to ignore? Like who is that? Like imagine how much more you can be, how much more you can see, how much more people you can affect for the better, that the world could be changed, be better, because like you listened, you stopped and you were still for a moment and you said, you know what, all this outside noise, I'm not going to pay attention to it anymore. I'm going to figure out, you know what, who am I? What do I want? Why do I feel this way? Why am I depressed? Why am I feeling lonely? Why am I this way? Is it because I feel like I'm lacking something? Why does that lack make me feel incomplete? Who told me that I need love or I need this house or this car or this job or this money to feel complete? Why can't me being me be okay? Why me being in my stillness, my oneness, me being looking into my own eyes, like just looking at me, just me and nothing else. Why can't that just be enough? Why can't that just be okay? Why do I feel like I have to strive for this or that to feel what, just to feel something or to feel like I'm okay? And I want to know, like, come with me on this journey, guys, like with just discovering who I am as a person, discovering like how much more I can be. All right. I have this film I wrote. I have two web series I wrote. Okay. One is called The Client, and I wrote 4 seasons of that. And the young lady that I still have love for, and I still want to see her do great. She put out the first season without my permission, and I was so hurt by it. And it's still up on her channel, and it's probably last time I looked, it was over 500,000 views. And the first time, like, I was hurt for a long time. I must say, I was hurt for a long time because I was just like, I don't even have anything on my channel that's 500,000 views. And now that I've written something and that a person that I trusted and I cared about is on their channel, and now they're reaping the rewards of my creativity, like that hurt. And I'm like, dang, people just want to steal and scam. But I don't even think that was her intention. And then at the end of the day, it is my creativity. And something tells me that I need to reconcile it in a way, because I just ghosted, honestly, because I was going through a lot. I had an emotional breakdown back then. I have one recently, and I'm still discovering who I am as a person, and I'm just not being afraid to step out and just release the energy that I need to release to rebuild, so I could be a better person. Okay, and I'm not gonna be ashamed of it anymore. Um, so when God tells me to reach out and speak to her and let her know that she is still loved, and if we need to complete my series with her, I'll complete it with her. Um, if not, I'll start anew, and that's okay. And that there's people that will support me and be by my side, and feel like that I can trust people. And then there's another series that I wrote that I want to put out, but I'm like, Dad, will anybody support me? Will I have the people I need? I definitely don't have the finances to like to to make it come to in fruition. Well, I don't have it like that, and I'm just hoping that people will want to see this creativity come to life for me, and that all the right people to come into place. But anyway, I digress, because I think I'm going way off topic here. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, that you won't discover who you truly really are if you don't step out, and you don't keep stepping out, and then you put your boxing gloves on too, and put your helmet of faith on too, that you don't have to keep getting punched in the eye to realize that you can't see well. I'm saying, really, like, it's seriously, people are being hurt, and there's people that's hurting. The hurt people are hurting people as well, because somebody's hurting them, and there's a circle of hurt going around, and somebody got to break the cycle. Somebody got to say, look, I'm about to punch you back in your face so you can see how it feels. Or not everybody need a punch back. Sometimes people need a hug back. They need a hug to say, look, this is not how we operate. This is not normal to be just going around punching people in the face for no reason because you're hurt, right? So, guys, I'm saying, find your truth, find who you are, and I'll tell you, find your peace. Thank you for watching. I'm Naija. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.